So what's going on, family? What we're going to talk about today? There it is right there. Can you see it? We're going to talk about China's NIO and CATL. They team up to develop longer life batteries. That, to me, the creation, the development, the invention of longer life batteries is going to be the determinant factor as to whether or not these EV vehicles will go mainstream, like massive, like gas guzzlers, automobiles that's out on the road now. In order for the EV space to do that, in my opinion, there needs to be longer life batteries. What do you think? And what do you think about if NIO is able to create that technology? Do you think the stock will increase in value? In my opinion, I think so. But that's the biggest unknown. It's because we don't know if there's any capability in the technology that we have available today that will allow a company to create longer life batteries. But that would be a massive breakthrough in the EV space. So don't think that there are not companies out today trying to do just this, trying to create longer life batteries, because it's needed, it's required. Americans, people on the planet, has become accustomed to gas guzzlers taking it from A to B, right, for longer hours without filling up continually. They're trying to answer this problem. And usually, if you answer a problem, that's where the wealth is created. If there's a problem and you can find a solution to that problem, that is where wealth is created. So just for you on a personal level, think of where there's a massive problem that no one has harnessed a solution yet, and you too will become wealthy. It's real simple, right? The problem is developing that technology. Who's going to back NIO and CATL in the creation of this technology? Chinese electric vehicle maker NIO on Thursday signed a partnership agreement with battery giant CATL to develop longer life batteries as part of efforts to lower overall EV costs. The partnership will leverage technology from both companies, seeking to lower the so-called, quote, full life cycle cost of batteries. Key for the operating costs of NIO's thousands of battery swapping and charging stations. Yeah, they're trying to reduce costs, because if they would reduce costs on the eternal end, then they could lower the cost of their NIO vehicles and thereby maybe selling more. Quote, one of the most important problems that has fundamentally not been solved nor attracted widespread attention is battery life. This is what the CEO of NIO said. That's what he said. And if anyone should know about that, it's him, because he's in this space all the time. So he's literally telling you the problem that we see right now in the EV industry is battery life. That hasn't even been solved yet. So we're going to partner, talk about NIO, it's going to partner with a massive battery conglomerate, CATL, to try to solve this problem. Warranties typically cover EV batteries for about 8 years. Between 2025 and 2032, nearly 20 million EV battery warranties in China will expire, NIO said, pointing to the shorter life of batteries versus cars and the expense of replacing power packs. Yeah. I think you can see the conundrum. It's one thing to go out and buy EV vehicles and get them off the dealership's showroom floor and put them on the street, but it's another to come back and keep these EV vehicles maintained. They will require maintenance. These EV vehicles that are being bought and on the roads today will need to have their batteries replaced, swapped, changed. So the warranties that are currently on these EV vehicles on the road, they're going to expire. And when they expire, it's going to be expensive to get these new batteries replaced or swapped. So they're trying to come up with longer batteries to where once they sell these EV vehicles and put them on the road, they don't have to come back 2 years later, 5 years later. They had to allow, I guess, the middle ground, the middle point between maintenance and selling vehicles. Kind of like batteries in cars today. Batteries in cars today last what, 2 years, 4 years, depending on the amount of wear and tear that you utilize the vehicle for, how often you start, how often you run your vehicle. But the cost of batteries are not expensive. A couple of $100. Now, how much does it cost to change out an EV battery? I'm not sure. You guys can drop a comment and let me know. NIO said it had extended the lifespan of swappable batteries through its research efforts, retaining 80% of capacity after 12 years. That's huge. That's huge. From the research that they've created, that's very good. If it can retain 80% of juice after 12 years, that's huge. The company also announced a cut of up to 33% in monthly retail fees for batteries for NIO users and a battery rental scheme, which works to lower EV purchase costs by as much as 128 yuan, which is $18,000 in US dollars. Now, that's another huge thing. So you can see that NIO is trying to make progressions towards making EVs affordable. You can rent batteries, not outright purchase, but you can rent batteries. Is that what they're doing in China? After receiving more than $3 billion from Abu Dhabi investor CYVN Holdings last year. Get that, $3 billion. And NIO has strived to become profitable more quickly by trimming its workforce and deferring long-term investments to improve efficiency. Wow. $3 billion. So you got this Abu Dhabi investor believing in NIO because they wouldn't throw $3 billion behind NIO. So you don't think NIO is working hard trying to figure something out, trying to solve a problem so that they can pay back this Abu Dhabi investor? Best believe it, they are. Because if they don't see any fruit from them throwing $3 billion to NIO, then that investor may pull back and say, look, give me the rest of my money because I'm not liking what you guys are doing with it. So do you think this is going to be a good thing for NIO? For them to come up with longer battery life? I think so. Because if you look at the stock price in NIO, it doesn't look too good. I did a price prediction here in NIO on the 13th of February. I probably did one update later on, but this is where the prediction started. Looking for the market in NIO to continue to go down, and it did on earnings. But the buyers stepped in on earnings right there on the 5th of March, and it's been going higher. But the bad part is that the market didn't break this sell zone that we got created. So as of now, if anything, we can still see price in NIO consolidate. So I'm not saying that the price is going to crash to $1. No, I ain't saying that. But I'm also saying that the market doesn't look like it's ready to break out yet. So we may see more or less consolidated trading within our price target area. All right. So let me see what we got on the 2. So we're still looking at some weaker prices into the market in NIO here. Here it is on the 3-day chart. I don't like this 3-day bar here because we saw a fantastic 2 3-day bars. So where the market recovered on this 3-day, went higher, and now we came right back down, starting at square one. Starting right back at the beginning of this prior 3-day bar. That's not a good sign. Here it is on the 5. So, I mean, right now I'm just looking for the market in NIO just to really trade within this range and consolidate. So you guys can see it there. This is my idea as to what I think the market in NIO is going to do. But the quicker that NIO is able to do this, develop longer life batteries, that should help them out. But the question is, can they? And then the second question is, how long will it take? Give me your thoughts. Make sure you maintain the profitability. And as always, trade different.